I don't care about weight.
They're all on steroids.
The only weight I care about.
They're all on steroids.
The only weight I care about. Steroids? What are you talking about, steroids? Don't be putting my name in steroids. I'm major against that. Don't put my name in the name of steroids, Nate.
You just have to look at the statistics. Top cycling races, or the fact that 9 out of 10 of the fastest men in history have all tested positive at some stage. There comes a time in every athlete's career where they have to make a choice. You train really hard for a very long time and you get to a high level, but then you start to realize the way things are. And the reality is that most of the guys at the top level are using stuff. And if you want to keep up with them, you might have to do it too. Or you can keep competing and be disadvantaged. Or you can quit and do something else.
Everybody's on steroids. The whole UFC, everybody.
Your teammate Gil and Jake were 2 caught on steroids. Not
and
me.
You and those.
Not me.
And Pettis,
what are you talking about? Not me. I'm not on no steroids. What the fuck are you talking about? Your 2 teammates were on steroids. That's your 2 boys, the scrap pack. Remember that? What happened to them? Did you know they were taking that stuff? Did you know they were taking that stuff? Did you?
You're on steroids.
Sure I am. I'm just an animal. I'm just an animal.
The difference is that he can't take steroids anymore because of USADA. That's the main difference. But I'll tell you what hasn't changed. He's got the same suit on as the last press conference. Come on, George, you got some money, man. Buy a new suit. What the look like a history teacher?
Nate, were you surprised that John Jones tested positive?
Everybody's on steroids.
You know, in your heart of hearts, do you truly believe that he has cheated and tried to get an advantage over you using illegal substances?
Well, the other day, John about cried on the press conference because I had accused him of using steroids. But if I do feel he did try to cheat, yeah, I do. Why can I not say what I feel? I can say whatever I want. If I believe it in my heart, then I will say it. And yes, I do believe he's done it for a long time.
My thoughts on Dennis Seaver is he's a midget German steroid head. That's my thoughts on him. So I don't have any thoughts other than that.
You're a bum. That's why you looked like a bum last time.
How do I look, DC?
Hey, all that's all just, hey, listen, that's all just for show. That's all just for show. I don't care about that.
Who looks like a junkie here today?
That's just all for show.
Look at
you
this
can
guy's
show
face.
your 6-pack.
Who looks like a junkie
You
here
can just
today?
show your 6-pack. That's fine. That's all
Who
for
looks
show.
like a junkie here today?
I look like a. I'm
you look
not.
like a crackhead with a suit on.
Was that?
You look like a crackhead with a suit on.
I could look like a crackhead with a suit on, but I've never been a crackhead like you, though. So you can say I look like one, but I've never been one. I've never been one.
One thing you've got to understand is Ronda's sport, UFC, is rampant with drug use.
You hear about Hector Lombard?
Yes, another one test positive.
Jesus.
UFC and MMA in general is a steroid epidemic.
Really?
They've started this like really stringent testing, and everybody's getting popped. They're just getting popped left and right. I mean, it's one of the things that fighters have been saying for a long time, that everyone's on steroids, that, you know, a huge percentage.
Therefore, it would make sense for anyone who is at the top of their game to be using performance-enhancing drugs, because the people that they're fighting are also using them, so they need to be stronger.
You know what? I've been being drug tested since I was 14 years old. I've been drug tested hundreds of times and I've never been caught for anything.
That sort of confident denial sounds very familiar.
I've said it for 7 years. I've said it for longer than 7 years. I have never doped.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
That I have never, ever used performance-enhancing drugs, and that I have accomplished what I have accomplished because of my God-given abilities and hard work.
And so it is with a great amount of shame that I stand before you and tell you that I have betrayed your trust. I want you to know that I have been dishonest.
You know what? I've been being drug tested since I was 14 years old. I've been drug tested hundreds of times and I've never been caught for anything. I've never been caught for anything.
It's kind of like the politician's way of answering a question. Just because you haven't been caught with something, caught taking something, doesn't mean you haven't been taking it.
How long do you think I've been doing steroids?
Well, you're probably about, well, you've earned a title fight, you know, so I imagine you're about 3-0 in the UFC, so those first few fights. Ovent St. Preux, Guzmão, and Forrest Bonner, or whatever his name is. What's that guy's name that he beat? Yeah, Stephan Bonner. Stephan Bonner. Those 3 fights is when you didn't do steroids. But everything else in the middle is eliminated.